Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginners, where today we're having a look of what's in the box of the 71 Plymouth Hemi Cuda 426 from Revell. This is the box which you see here. This kit comes out in the late, probably a bit earlier than that, and the early 80s as a monogram kit, as you probably have guessed, and you will see in a minute as well. So it is an early 80s kit. This particular repop is probably its latest iteration from 2012. Comes in the Revell America box. Here you get the idea that it only has 70 parts. Plastic is in white. Gives you a bit of a color call out right over here. Here just the front part. Here it gives you some details of the engine, including the shaker hood right over here. And that is the box. And what is in the box? Well, obviously, as we always do, we'll have a quick look at the instruction sheet. Typical instruction sheet of the period. Right over here, I would say, well, when did Revell make it first? Because that's not a typical Rob. 1995, yeah, so it's a typical 90s instruction sheet right over here. Bit of an explanation about the car. Then typical Revell USA color callouts over here, all the parts named over here, so you know what everything is. Then, as usual, we start with the engine, this particular case with the Hemi, right over here. Then we get shown how to put it into the frame, the wheels, front suspension right over here, rear suspension right over there. Then you see one glass piece. Here is the cowling and installation of the, will I ever learn it, of the, not refrigerator, of the cooler, that's good enough. Then you get part of the interior, the dashboard, steering wheel right over here, and then the seats which go in. See, the pan has the rear seat molded in, then how it goes into the body. Here we have part of the rear glass, then eventually the marriage, then you put the rear panel on, the front panel, prepared lights in right over here, and then obviously last rides to the engine with some piping. Then you have the wing and the rear window cover right over here, which was so much in vogue in the early 70s. Mirrors, shaker right on top, and then obviously the bonnet with the cutout. And here it gives you an idea of the decals, which you will see in a minute. Are not very confusing at all. No, reason being, that's it. That's the entire decal sheet. Let's get down a bit so we can have more light on the subject. Here you go. Decal sheet done. It's these two and the Dr. Hemi, and there's a Plymouth right over here. And that is the entire decal sheet. So no decals for dashboard or any of that. As we all know, early monogram kits, or monogram kits from the 80s, they did not have that kind of luxury. Then we have a look at the tires, nice and hard as usual from this period, also unbranded, but they have a nice tread right over here. There we go. And obviously they have the C mark in the middle, which you will have to attend to. So the tires are the normal tires for the period of the kit. Then let's have a quick look at the glass. You'll have that right over here. You have the normal glass. This looks like the rear lights only. I don't see any front lights. I would assume the front lights are then molded in with the chrome, probably. We will find that out in a minute. Right, and here is the chrome. Right, here we have it. Parts of the engine, There's lots of stuff which needs to be dechromed. To be fair, probably everything. Not too bad. Yeah, the valve covers right over here. Yeah, some of the lights right over there. Then obviously the rest of the lights are all hidden. That's why we don't have them. Here, this is the rear light bezels. That's where they come in. Rear view mirror. The usual chrome parts, engine parts also for the period with the dual carburetors. Right. And here we have the famous shaker hood. So you see the hood right over here and all the minutiae. Here's the wing, here's the cover for the rear window, and here obviously that will be the shaker air intake right over there. Then we have suspension parts and engine parts in this one. Can have a look at the quality of the repop. There's a bit of flesh, but nothing really bad. Yeah, it just needs a cleanup, that's all. That's all these kits do. And for an early 80s kit, not bad at all. So here we have the floor pan. As you can see, they have molded the exhaust in. Right over here, here's the tank. Some other small details over here. Here is the part we were talking about. Here are the belt assembly. Here is the distributor part of the wheels. And this is the rear part of the seats, mirrors, steering wheel right over here. Then, last but not least, we have a look at the inside. As we have seen in instructions, rear seats are molded in. Then we have the dashboard right over here. And that's a back part, back panel right over here, front panel right over there. Here you go. Have a closer look at the dashboard. Here you go. Not too detailed, and as I said, no decals whatsoever. There's a little bit of texture in there, so you will probably be able to detail that up if you wish to do so. That I think is part of the engine. And as I said, the front cover, front cowling right over there, and obviously the interior pan. We had a look at that already. So as you see, nothing too exciting. It is an old monogram kit. So that's what it is, and that's what it does. But it's a nice subject. I love that 71 Plymouth Hemi Cuda 426. You know, it was just a very nice breathing engine. In the right configuration, it could do up to 200 miles an hour. And yeah, it was a very good, very nice looking car, pretty looking car. There you go, let's have a look from that side. It really is. It's a pity they don't have a profile shot, but from the profile it's probably the most beautiful view of the Plymouth Cuda. Right, and that was it for the Revell 71 Plymouth Hemi Cuda 426. Hope you enjoyed that. You guys have a lovely week, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.